Hello dear students, this is Introduction to Office Management course tutorial. The topic is Factors Affecting Office Accommodation Decision. The learning objective to know the factors affecting office accommodation decision. Well, the decision of office accommodation involves choosing a proper location, then owning or leasing out a good premise, and choosing the best design office layout. So while deciding a proper office accommodation, one must consider the factors influencing the location decision, then premise related decision and layout related decision. Now, the main purpose of an office is to facilitate the conduct of the business, and so its proper location depends primarily upon where it can be of most benefit to the business organization. Different kinds of offices require different location. The office manager need to consider a number of factors while deciding office location, because the suitability of office location is again relative to the type of organization, the business the organization is dealing, and many other things. So let's see those factors. Now, office to be located where the functions of the business is performed or away from it. So that is the decision alternative, whether the office is to be located near the place where business is performed or away from it. When all the functions of the business are carried out in one location, the office can best serve the business by being in that location only. Now, office need to be located in a place where the other departments of the organization can easily access in the time of need. So they can easily communicate with the office, they can easily find records that are kept in the office, and for various other purposes the office need to be located in a centrally place or in a location where it is easily accessible for other departments and for other requirements. Then what business the organization is dealing. So this factor influence the location decision. Whether the organization is a trading concern or a manufacturing concern or any other, that will affect the location decision. Now, if it is a manufacturing concern, the organization may want to set up its office near to the factory or workshop, while if it is a trading concern, the organization is more likely to set up its office near the potential market for their products. Then nearness to facilities and services. This is another important factor that affects location decision. The location decision is influenced by the presence or absence of the services and facilities like banks, transportation, post office, telecommunication, etc. Office is suitable to locate where these services are present. Many organizations prefer to set up their office in urban or semi-urban areas, and the reason is proximity to those services. Better communication and transportation is utmost important to serve customers, suppliers of materials. However, because of high rent rates and taxes, traffic congestion and overcrowding, polluted environment, high cost of living for employees, organizations may be interested to set up their office at suburban or rural location. So whether it's a urban location or a suburban or a rural location, there are relative advantages and disadvantages to it. Now, office will be benefited if the office is set up near the in such a place where those facilities like banking, transportation, post office, telecommunication are available. Proximity to related trade, that is a factor affecting location decision. It is often desirable to have an office near other offices which are engaged in the same line of trade or business, or near the center of general business activities. Now you can easily guess the reason. The reason is that the customer, the other businesses, related businesses will draw the same customer this organization can also attract. Such a location reduces the effort to attract customers and also easy in acquiring supplies or such other materials. Then availability of labor is another factor influencing location decision. An office may be located near the source of labor. By doing this, they can take the advantage of acquiring required quantity and quality of labor at minimum effort, cost and time. So where the skillful laborers are available there, if the organization office set up, then they can easily establish contact with those personnel and get or acquire them, and they can reduce the labor acquisition cost in that way. Those organizations which employ large and varied skilled labor incur a large cost in labor. So they can reduce cost by setting their office near the source of labor. Building restrictions. This is another important factor affecting location decision. If the organization is planning to build their office house in any location, they must ensure beforehand about the rules and regulations and restrictions imposed by local municipal, state government, or central government. In the presence of any restriction, the decision of office location may have to be changed. Let's discuss decision related to choosing premise, or what you can say building or establishment. Once the problem of choosing the right location for the office premise is over, the next difficulty comes in choosing a right building for office. It is required to get a suitable premise for carrying the office activities. The office building should not only be of proper size and shape, it should also be of such design as to serve the particular needs of the enterprise. The management face some decision alternative relative to premise. Now see what are the decision alternatives. They need to decide whether they are going to own the premise or lease out the premise, whether a owned premise will be economical or rented premise will be economical. It need to be considered while deciding office accommodation. Where should the constructed building be bought? If they have decided that they will buy the building, then the next question arise in them is, where should the constructed building be bought? Should a plot of land be acquired and building appropriate to the requirement of the organization? So this they need to decide. If a constructed building is bought, should it be altered or adopted as it is? So these decisions are often taken after considering a number of factors. Now see the factors which affect premise related decision. So one factor is the size of the business. Large business prefer own building. Then demand pattern. If there is regular demand for the things that are supplied by the business organization, then in that case they need to have their own building or own premise. And if there is seasonal demand for their products, then in that time they can take the building in rent or in some other way, but they're not going to own the building because it will cost them a lot. Cost advantage in construction of building, so this factor also need to be considered. Management prefer to own a premise if there is cost advantage in constructing a building. So the cost benefit analysis, the comparative cost benefit analysis that need to be done before deciding whether they are going to own the building or rent. They will take the building in rent, that decision. Then requirement of a specific type of building. If the building is to be altered a lot to meet the requirement of the organization, then it is preferable to build a new one for office. The financial capacity of the organization also affect premise related decision. If the organization have the strength of finance, then they have more choices. Whatever they want, they can do. Like they want to construct their own building, so they can do. Or no, they are finding that no, there is no cost advantage of building a uh, new premise. Then in that case, they may drop that idea and take the building in rent. So that can be done. But if they have shortage of finance, then in that time they need to be very cautious while taking the decision of owning the building. The requirement of shifting the location in near future. So that factor also affect premise related decision, because if the office need to be shifted from the present location, it is better to rent a building for office premise, because they are not going to have their permanent structure there. Then municipal taxes and maintenance cost of office building. This is another factor affecting premise related decision, because high expenses in municipal taxes and maintenance may insist the management to rent a building. Then the provision of expansion. If the management want to keep expansion provision for the office, then while constructing the office building, they may take the floor area considering the maximum possible workload instead of average workload. Well, now the third aspect relating to the factors affecting accommodation decision is office layout. Because after deciding about the premise, the next work is to plan the office space. The planning of office space is called office layout. Now, office layout designing or preparing the office layout, this is influenced by a number of factors. So here I am discussing these factors in brief. In While discussing office layout, we will discuss in detail. Now let's see the factors which affect the office layout decision. Convenient location of various departments within the available office space. Then enough space for maintaining the flow of work. Sufficient space provided for staff and equipments. Then provision for amenities like washroom, restroom, canteen, etc. Then layout should be such that it provides for easy supervision. Then the safety measures and the disaster management tool also to be kept in the office space. The planning of office space to be done by keeping in mind the principles of office layout. Then it will help in judicious use of the available space for the office, and where they can optimize the utilization of space and also reduce or minimize the cost associated with office accommodation. So these are the factors that affect overall the decision of office accommodation. Now in this slide I am showing the sources from where I have collected the information that I have presented in the slides. So with this I am concluding this tutorial. Thank you.